I spoke to Labor's Environment spokesman Mark Butler a short time ago. He says he's pleased a deal has finally been done. Mark Butler, have you helped water down action on renewable energy?
No, I think what we've done today is quite to the contrary. What we've done is restore investor confidence in an industry that is critical for reducing Australia's carbon pollution. What we saw last year was a reckless attack by the Prime Minister on an industry that he'd promised at the election to support. And that reckless attack saw investment plummet by 88%. Today the agreement we've reached should restore investor confidence and see renewable energy projects begin to be built again.
But the renewable energy target is currently 41,000 gigawatt hours. That's going to drop under this deal to 33,000 gigawatt hours. That's a very big drop. Have you caved in? Because this isn't something the renewable energy companies wanted.
Well, no, they didn't want it and we didn't want it. We would far prefer that Tony Abbott had stuck to his election promise from 2013 and 2010 and supported the 41,000 gigawatt hour target, but he didn't. He launched the attack that he did last year, and we had a responsibility as the alternative party of government to try and put a floor under this industry to restore investor confidence. So 33,000 gigawatt hours is the agreement that we've reached. Still, we think that will mean that by 2020 Australia's electricity will be about 25% renewable, and that's a platform on which Labor intends to build in the coming years.
As you mentioned earlier, the impasse, the long-running impasse over this issue has seen investment in solar and wind farms dry up substantially. Are you worried that there has been long-term damage done to the industry?
Well, I hope not. I think if there wasn't able to be a deal done very, very quickly, then I think there was the danger of very long-term damage to our reputation as an investment destination in this industry. In 2013, we were one of the four most attractive countries in the world to invest in renewable energy, and that reputation has certainly received damage because of Tony Abbott's attack. But I do hope that the agreement reached today will restore investor confidence and convince those global companies that Australia is a fantastic place in which to invest in wind and solar and other renewable energies.
Given you have conceded quite a bit of ground on this deal, would a future Labor government try and increase the target? You're describing today's deal as simply a flaw.
Yes, we've said, both Bill Shorten and I have said, that if we're elected at the next election, we think there is extra room in which we can increase the 2020 large-scale target beyond 33,000 gigawatt hours. And we've already started discussions last week and this week with stakeholders about putting together a bold, ambitious plan for the period beyond 2020. As I get around the country, that's what people want to talk about. We've been bogged down over the last several months in trying to solidify a policy that was put in place last decade, when really people want to talk about ambitious plans for the next decade.
Those groups you're talking to, a lot of the renewable energy companies, they want something like a 50% renewable energy target by 2030. Is that achievable? Is that something Labor might take to the next election?
Well, we've really only started those discussions. We're talking with the industry, we're talking with non-government organisations and a range of other experts who do modelling in this area. They want more clean renewable energy in Australia because we have such an abundance of solar and wind and other resources. We should be a world leader in this.
Do you expect to take a higher target to the next election?
Well, I've said that we do intend to take to the next election a promise to lift the 2020 target if elected, but we will need to talk to the industry about how far we can lift it in a way that's consistent with market stability. But I do expect that we will, before the next election at the very latest, be able to outline our bold, ambitious plans for renewable energy beyond 2020. And as I said, as I get around the country, that's what Australians, whether they're in the industry or their households or businesses that use electricity, that's what they want us to be talking about.
Mark Butler, thanks very much for joining Capitol Hill.
Thanks very much.